welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I am CB, and I got through the week alive! Barely, but I'll take the wins where I can get them. Besides, I had a takeaway from my favorite Indian place and a bit of a nap, so I'm in about as good shape as it's possible to be at this point. I even have cola, which is very much a win. I like my caffeinated sugar water in whatever form, you see. All of this was in preparation for being at least somewhat prepared for what is actually the game in full Friday, rather than a standard demo dive. I may be tired, but that is not going to stop me from playing the second half of Chapter 5 of Scarlet Hollow, which finally dropped today. And patched like 3 or 4 times in the course of the afternoon, but I think that was to add art to the achievements. Anyway, Black Tabby has left us discovering quite the mystery, and in the case of this specific playthrough of mine, left me to have dear cousin Tabitha getting me thrown in jail. Well, sort of. We were on our way when the decision was made to bring me along to an all-hands call to a murder scene, because the cops in Scarlet Hollow are the very models of professionalism. Seriously, Scarlet Hollow feels like a company town without the script in the company store, and Tabitha? I don't know what's up with Tabitha, but given her vacillation between worried and right next door to evil, there's something going on. Then again, there's something going on in the Scarlet Estate in general, given the whole idea of people getting miraculously conceived and born as monsters. And yes, I have a feeling that Reese was foreshadowing about the actual nature of the boy in the wall the Scarlet Girls were hearing back in the day, the ones that left the claw marks on various doors and things along those lines. And obviously there's something up in Scarlet Hollow as a whole, given ditchlings, stone seals giving us visions, and we have the location of the other two if the game would only acknowledge it, and Enoch Scarlet's whole paranormal obsession and hauntings and I don't know what else. Well, except a murder which I'm very much afraid happened to Beau, and I was the one who told him where Duke got eaten by ditchlings or something by ditchlings, disappeared by ditchlings, or disappeared by something ditchling related anyway. So let's find out how right I am, or how right I can be proven to be in half a chapter anyway. Also really afraid Tabitha's gonna get Stella to not trust me anymore, even though I should trust the adorable cryptozoologist more. I just have some issues when it comes to that kind of thing. Social anxiety from childhood, you know, the sort of thing. Anyway, won't know until I start playing. So without further ado, sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. And we continue. Like I did save game now, play the Silent Princess, join our subreddit, continue. They have a subreddit? Maybe that one might be actually sane. Oh yeah, it's gonna be Beau. As the car pulls up to the farms, you feel it again. A tingling at the back of your skull, an urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward, with the threat it might become more forceful if you don't comply. This I'm getting, hello, in the back of a cop car. Fantastic. Like so much crying. Crying that can only stop if you tend to it. Okay. There is another stone here, and it is refusing to let you ignore it. Oh hey, there's another cop! Deputy Franklin gets out of the car, leaving you in the back as he joins the assembled crowd. Alright, Sheriff, what's the situation? Beau got tired of waiting for y'all to come do your jobs, so he took it upon himself to go investigate the Train household, and he ain't come back out, and it's been hours. Irma, I'll do the honors of briefing the officer on our current situation. You can go back to the house and let us handle it from here. But y'all don't know about all his traps and whatnot. Duke was always saying not to go in there on account of the Tremaine insanity. It's alright, ma'am. We're the police. Facing dangerous situations is our job. Excuse me, did he booby-trap a house? Why did he booby-trap a house? Is there, like, anyone sane in this entire town? Like, at all? I mean, given this town and what it's generally like, I wouldn't be surprised if the answer to that was no. But, still, Can this end with like Scarlet Hollow, you know, the Scarlet Estate doing like a House of Usher just and the entire town getting sucked into a sinkhole? That seems to be where we should be going at this point. Just so long as the people I like get out. If the people I like get out, that can happen. The woman, who you take to be Beau's mom, reluctantly returns to the porch of her house, watching the other building intently as the officers talk amongst themselves. Franklin, you're with me. We're headed on in to get a handle on the situation. Derrickson, you listen in from the squad car. Hopefully we can settle this without you, but you're our backup if things go south, alright? Yes, sir. Think there's any hope for the hostage? Been awful quiet. Hostage? What?! If you ask me, I don't suspect there is a hostage. Not anymore. We'll more likely be giving the doc a call once this is all settled. What? With a tip of his hat, Hugby signals to Franklin, and the two make their way up the hill toward the old farmhouse. Hey there, Jay. Sorry I had to come along for the ride. I'll have you back at the station soon enough. Sounds like this won't take long to settle. Why is this one being polite to me? Does he have any reason to... Do you have any idea what's going on? In the meantime, I'll keep you company. The thing calling out to you is starting to lose its patience. Oh, fuck. You need to find a way out of here before it gets angry. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. You don't really think Beau is dead in there, do you? If you guys are arresting me, can you also arrest the guy who's been stalking me since he's doing a real crime? I have a reason to suspect there's a cursed stone. Oh, Christ. No, I'm not saying that. I'll give you $100 if you let you... I don't have $100. I'm going to sue you all so hard. If you guys are arresting me, could you also arrest the guy who's been stalking me since he is doing real crime? A stalker, huh? Look, I'll level with you. There's not much we can do about a stalker until they do something a little more incriminating than follow somebody around. What? So you let us know when that happens and we can see about helping you out. This entire town is... It's all hopped up on boogity-boo. In the meantime, we'll keep you safe and sound down at the station, where no boogeymen can get you fucking out. I hate this town. I hate this town and almost everybody in it. You don't really think Beau is dead in there, do you? I'd love to be wrong about this, I really would. It'd be a real shame, considering what poor Irm has already been through this week. But Beau's a big man. Hard to keep a big man like that from moving around and making a fuss. And we've seen a whole lot of nothing going on in there. Still as the grave, if you pardon the expression. Could you let me go, please? I haven't done anything wrong. Well, I'm sure you haven't, but that's why we're going to bring you in to answer a few questions, so we can prove as much. I suppose that's remotely making sense. And if we see that you really aren't a threat to the town, we'll let you go, and that'll be that. Oh, crap. I'm not going to say anything about Tabitha. But what about innocent until proven guilty? Is that how that goes? What? I'm joking, thank God. I wouldn't put it past them at this point! But of course there's no way to know if you're innocent unless we ask you questions like you're guilty. Just basic police work. You could ask me to come down to the station and ask a few questions. You don't have a probable cause. You have nothing. Wait in silence and see what the stone does to my head. Oh, fuck. Nothing else to do but wait. There's a sound coming from the house on the hill. Shouting. Angry and panicked. A frantic voice crackles over the radio. Derrickson, come in! The sheriff is down! Those damn traps! Irma wasn't kidding! Keep it together, Franklin. Is he breathing? And what is the status on Tremaine and Calloway? Tremaine and Calloway. We have new players! We have new players! This should be interesting! Something in the basement. Go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm probably the only person that can do anything about this, and they have me locked in the back of a fucking squad car. Something in the basement, going down now. You hear an ungodly noise over the radio, a gunshot, and then static. Uh-oh. Franklin, report! But there is only silence. Damn it, Franklin! Deputy Derrickson hesitates briefly outside your door, as if hoping someone might leave the farmhouse without his getting involved. I don't blame you, sir! But after a few seconds, he's heading up the hill, yelling something to Irma. And then a figure appears outside the car door. Fuck, Wayne. A moment later, you hear the click of a lock. Time to go. You get out of the car, your body moving on instinct. The stone is louder outside. Its song is buzzing in your ears, drowning out the world, calling you up the hill to the old farmhouse. I can't think straight. The stone is doing something to me. I don't think I should go in there, but I don't think I can stop myself. Will you come with me? But I was safe in there. Not you again. Remain silent. Yeah, I can't think straight. As I were able to sputter out, the buzzing drowns out your words. You can almost feel it pulling, your feet aching to move. It's all right. This will be over soon. I really would have preferred it if we could all do all this together, but the witch started it early. I have a horrible feeling about Sybil. I should have known she would. The handcuffs fall away from your wrists. You weren't paying attention to what he did to make that happen, because it doesn't matter. You have somewhere to be. But she's at her most vulnerable now, and she won't be expecting you. So go on. I'll be watching. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Gave you a hard shove forward, and then he's gone. Oh fuck. This is gonna be a problem. I'm so fucked at this point, because I've technically escaped custody, but then again, are any? That's the problem. I'm out of custody, and are any of those cops could be alive? But I have Irma I have Irma, who's at least seen what happened. But you're interrupted by yet another car pulling up to the subway. Irma, Jay, I got paged by the sheriff. What the hell is going on here? Where are all the cops? The talking is just noise. Their words don't matter. There is a humming in your head, almost like a voice, one you can just barely make out. But hey, I was right. The Tremaine estate was one of the places that was marked on that painting in Enoch Powell's hidden rooms, etc. But you know it will be clearer the closer you get to the stone. You start wandering up towards the farmhouse at the top of the hill. Oh, come on! Where do you think you're going? But you continue forward. You barely even notice your hand slipping over the doorknob. And now you're inside. Holy shit! That's a trap, alright. Duke, what did you do? And what the hell is going on with this house? Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room. An axe, attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling, is embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Okay. I mean, that's some Home Alone meets Saw looking shit right there. Jesus! Careful, Joan. There were traps all over the damn place. And of course now he's going to see me, and that's going to be a thing. Past the body, you can... Hey, that's where the pumpkin went! And it's... Okay, that's where the pumpkin went, and there's vines everywhere, guys. No, that's not... I don't think that's meat. I think that's pumpkin vines. Past the body, you can see a giant pumpkin through the door to the garage, cracked open, its guts strewn across the floor, seeds dotted across the hardwood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading towards the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you better call somebody. The doctor's here? Julius, you should let her come down. You don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? Avery, huh? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. It won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you there. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor... I don't care. Let him bleed. You're only making problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal in here. I gotta step outside. You keep holding that wound, and no one else had better die while I'm gone! The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils holds it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let anyone leave! Oh, charming! Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? Hey, at the very least, if this is going on, and I tell them what's been happening, they might actually believe me! But you already know what to do. Approach the basement. I don't have any other choice! You're vaguely aware that Officer Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. Okay. Yeah, okay. I usually have a green thumb, not a black thumb, but hey, I'm perfectly happy to let it be killing, like, plant tendril, whatever things. Oh, that one. Okay. Who the hell? What in the fuck is this? So you tried to undermine me, witch. I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. Okay, I think I know who that is. You've trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. Oh lord. Oh dear. Oh, this is a problem. This is a mystery and a half, but at the very least, the cops are probably going to be at least marginally accepting of some of the shit I have to say. That's probably a good thing, assuming I survive the hostage situation in the fucking basement. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. Excuse the hell out of me? Eddie. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. Hey. You're not dead, are you? Enoch fucked everyone over, even the witch. The witch? Sybil? She send you? She trick you into taking her side in all this? Guess I should have known. I probably wasn't the only one whose life she decided to fuck with. But all that ends now. I'm in charge here, and I'll get what I was promised. Hey man, calm down. It's all good. Speak for yourself. Oh my god! Do you see what's growing in, around, and on Bo? At least this probably wasn't my fault! Your vision finally focuses, and your mind is once again your— Whoa! It moved! Is once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man, Julius, holds a gun in silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him, the source of the awful noise. It stutters with pained inhalations. Bo is breathing, but he doesn't look well. I'm sorry, in his position I would want not to be. I would not particularly want to be breathing at this point. He's got some of that shit growing in him. That's not good. The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Do you ever wish you never went to a funeral? Why did we decide to go to this funeral? I mean, we don't even know this woman. Then again, Tabitha was the one who told us, so... Tabitha is the one who told us. Huh. Oh dear. Jay, we can't get to you. The door's sealed shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and vines that block your escape. Let's bring Jay up to speed, Julius. They look a little shell-shocked. Where do I fucking begin? Alright. So the witch. I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. I always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me the chance. She gave me the means to right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always. Made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready. Hatch him? Out of the pumpkin? And he came out hungry. Too hungry for me to handle. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh god! He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hole up down here. Been stuck since fucking Wednesday night. Damn roots won't let me leave, and they've clogged up the drain, so I haven't been able to call that witch and get her to make things right. Clogged up the drain? Why does the drain matter? But I'm a man of preparedness. Figured I could wait it out. Until Beau here decided to trespass. Guess he lost a tussle with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. And that about sums it up. I guess in the end, it's only fair. A son for a son. And birth ain't ever pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned way is all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person when he's done cooking. This is 20 pounds of crazy in a 10-pound bag. Okay! As long as we all know where we're standing here, everybody here, except for, like, me, is nuts! I don't give a shit about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense. Castle doctrine. Is this so messed up? What the fuck is wrong with you? Can you hear me? Are you alive? Do you know how to contact her? You need to let Beau go. Beau, can you hear me? Are you alive? Uh-huh. Gotta get back to Mama. Worrying about me. I think I can see it. Look, all those bumps under his skin. That thing really did go deep. That thing is my son, and you will address him as such. Excuse me, sir. Hair in face. Sorry, Julius. You can't help but notice the way Julius postures himself away from the thing implanted in Beau. He's afraid of it, and with how he's clutching his side, he's likely already been wounded. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair? No. That is a horrible sound. The conversation is interrupted by Beau shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what, we're just supposed to wait until the Calloway kid dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born, and we all forget this ever happened. How? How do you expect anyone in this room to forget this? Julius has yet to explain the reason for Avery's presence here. I was actually just about to ask, so what does Avery have to do with this? But they certainly stick out like a sore thumb. Beau, baby, the witch, the situation, just wait. Someone has to destroy this thing. You've said enough. The only thing to do is wait for the creature until the creature's finished. No. I regretted it the last time I didn't take a street smart action. I hate doing this, but it feels like it's either Beau or Julius. So let's just see what we can do. Julius, can't you see he's reaching for you? Maybe you should take him. You're just having some kind of spasm. Now it's it. First it's my son and this is my son and you'll address him as such. And now it's it. You are an asshole. Is this having some kind of spasm? Quit reading into it. Beau is a stranger. Shouldn't he be brought into this world by the person who loves him? Parenting is about sacrifice. He's your son. Shouldn't he be attached to you? You're scared. If you let it keep going, you're going to be wanted for murder. You've pointed all you need to point out. Let the other speak, okay? Parenting is about sacrifice, Julius. Isn't taking it on yourself what any man should do? How would you know about being a man? Grow a pair, then tell me how you feel. You know I'm a man, Julius, and I think you're a coward. Okay, look, I don't know about all that, but I think Jay is onto something. It's about connection, you know? And you're having a stranger make the connection you should be making. Thank you, Avery, my fellow NB. Bullshit. I put in plenty of work to connect. All those nights I bled for my boy in the fields, what, does that all count for nothing? This is my one chance for things to go right in my life. Everyone else got their chances already. Don't I deserve mine? And you're taking everything from someone else to get it. Franklin coughs, grabbing at his injured side. You really think having someone else do the hard part for you is any way to start your kid's life? What, so I should kill myself? Rob myself of ever getting to see the fruits of all this? Then what was the damn point? I don't think anybody has to die, Julius. Right now it's just got Bo. I know he's big, but he's still just one person. What if your kid wants more than one person can give? What if you actually let me help you? Julius falls into silence. We could handle it. Then I'd take care of him when you're, Avery glances at Franklin. While I rot in jail. Look, you wanted a legacy, right? If that's what this was about, then you were never going to see all of it. That's kind of the point. A legacy is like waves left after you jump into a pool. Evidence for other people to see how big a splash you made. You want that splash to be made in somebody else's blood? Julius says nothing, watching the thing as it continues to eat Bo. Its malformed hand is still outstretched, like a taproot searching desperately for water. Why the hell are you talking like you know anything? You're barely out of high school. What do you know? I know about nurturing things that don't even know I exist. I know about leaving a mark, even though nobody will know it was me because nobody sees me. But somebody might see what I made. You want Bo's murder to be what they see? I don't think you do. So, let me help you. Damn it, I never should have called you up here. You're the one with the gun. He's reaching for you, Julius. Don't you want to hold him? Was your kid worth to you if you were putting everything on the line? He's reaching for you, Julius. Don't you want to hold him? I'm not letting you kill yourself with me over my mistake, kid. Because you're half right. Someone's got to take care of him when I'm gone. Julius! I said no. Not you. Come here, boy. Julius wipes away a tear, trying to pretend he isn't holding back more. He kneels by Bo, finally clasping his boy's translucent hand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He grimaces as the roots slide under his skin, its hand like appendage is grabbing desperately as it transfers itself to Julius's chest. He cries out in pain as it nestles into him. Damn, that hurts. Hurts like hell. Look at that. I think he's smiling, Julius. He's coming into the world smiling. Is he? This nice boy? This what you wanted? You don't remember, but I've been there with you every night you've been alive, bleeding for you. I was gonna love you. I was gonna be a good daddy, better than Duke. Send you to school. Make sure you do better than I ever did. I bet you don't even know what daddy means. But maybe you can say it for me, if you try. How about it? Can you say daddy? Just one time? No. A strange sound escapes the thing's whole of a mouth, a horrible gurgling that does not resemble a word. Daddy, please say it for me. As Julius's breath stops, the thing's panic finally seems to fade. The vines blocking the door slacken, and the house groans unnaturally, straining under the weight of the relaxing meat of the creature's womb. So we were kind of half right. I mean, I suppose technically vegetable matter is plant meat, so... The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life, and water pours out onto the dirt floor. Diner Avery, check on Bo. He's still breathing. He looks pretty messed up, though. His skin is all purpley. Where's Daddy? No one answers him. Doc! Doc, we need help! Your hands are wet. The water is spreading, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. Dr. Kelly rushes down the now unblocked stairs, her eyes wide with horror at the scene in the basement. What the hell happened down here? Bo, can you hear me? Uh-huh. Am I getting a checkup? I've been shot as well, ma'am. Need hospital. I better make some calls. Everyone stay with me! Hey, the basement is flooding. Let's get the hell out of here. Am I hallucinating? Cry quietly in the corner. Let the water take you. Hey, the basement is flooding. Am I the only one paying attention? The water is suddenly much... I guess the water isn't actually real. The water is suddenly much higher. It rises up past your ankles. And nobody seems to notice. What are you talking about? There's no water. But there is. He just can't seem to see it. Not that it matters. His words are swallowed by the flood. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold and dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. The fuck? There are bodies in the water with you. They are all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. Oh. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You are not the one who had the vision. Not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. How can you be sure? Maybe it's only a dream. The village is doomed then. Of course I'll stop it. Of course I'll stop it. Don't worry so much, Doc. No, Mother. I've seen it. You will try to stop it, and you will die. But there's another path. Take my power. I give it willingly. I won't destroy my own daughter, but I want you to be your own person. I can't lose you. Can't be that distance to lose you. It's too cruel. But I want you to be your own person. You will lose me in any path but this. If we do nothing, we'll die with everyone else. If we flee, I will have the weight of 1,000 lives on my shoulders. I couldn't live. I would be lost either way. This is the way it must be. Accept and take your daughter back. You accept your daughter's decision. She is not the child she once was, and there is a confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back. Her power becomes yours. You take her back. An interesting way of putting it. The flood does not come. The village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed. You outlive everyone you used to know. You move on. You meet new people. You start a new life. You have another daughter. I'm getting Witch of the Wilds vibes here, guys. Or what we all thought the Witch of the Wilds was until, like, it was proven that, no, really, Flemeth Steel was not body stealing. Anyway. This time the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind, church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals. An entire city whose gates will never reopen. Everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of plague. You are among their number, your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do. But she still carries in her some strength. Enough. Explain it to her as it was explained to you. Or take your daughter back. I'll explain and see what happens. You tell her what's coming. You explain what she has to give up. What you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all. You will miss her, as you miss your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she will be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and she tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. The entire city rests on this decision. Stop her from leaving. Let her go. Give up on the city. Stop her from leaving, I guess. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes. The city never knows that it would have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness in you. She didn't understand, and what you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is part of the burden of what you are. Though no one knows the depth of what you have done over the years, you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in a capital, in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages, and it never stops raging. Bleeding that spans generations, children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound on the world. Or it ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing, if only you have more power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. Take her back and start the war before it starts. Or let her be free and plunge the land into generations of war. I'm playing this as Sybil. I think I know what Sybil would do, or Verena, or whatever we're calling her. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she's been trained to do. You are the only one who will remember her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here, you've discovered, if they're vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you, and for a time, you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort. You and your daughter. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can manage. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fist, bowing to its crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. Why do I have a feeling that this is Enoch Scarlet? He is already on his way, you realize too late. You have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already been narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not, the loose thread sticking out from a mass of blood, with you now too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter, until you don't. Take her back and erase the map before the name can mean anything. See what happens if I take her back and erase the map before his name can mean anything. She joins her sisters, as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes they're stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled. Less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here they are small, the decisions simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled. Until one day, when you are shown a dark pit. Splintering wood, debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as the very rock catches fire, children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. Take her back, not this time. Well, I know, that's the thing, I know it happened, so not this time. You take your daughter's hand, and you look her in the eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air. But you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you'll die one day, like anyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him, a vision. He has already decided. He is bringing something here. That's Enoch. Something ravenous that doesn't belong, that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the thread you followed comes into focus, and for the first time, you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis, thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On and on it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow, its toll eternal and incalculable. But there's a new thread too. If you're patient enough, if you're strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you'd care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes, so much like yours. Take her back. You welcome her back. Oh, make no incorrect choices while retreating into the past. So I guess I'm sure this is Sybil, and I've followed everything that Sybil did. You welcome her back, as you have with every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. But days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be, if you're to stop the hurt that would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now, you are here, on the cusp of the end. The final daughter. Oh, God. Yep. Kanika. What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. Well, I'm glad I get the chance to see you again. Before I go away. Oh, no. And before you say anything, I've already made my decision, so don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I understand it has to be done. I'm sorry it has to come to this, but we both know how important this is. You're doing the right thing. Thank you for saving us. I forgot you. I can't believe it. All day it's like you just didn't exist. What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? That thing, brought whatever it is breaking out and causing havoc. And all those disasters my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. I'm so much smaller than all of that. But in this moment, I can be what stops it. I can be big enough. My life can be meaningful. I forgot you. I can't believe it. All day it's like you just didn't exist. That's okay. It's part of all this. Soon enough, you can go back to forgetting, and it'll be like all this never happened. You won't even know to be upset about it. Maybe game I won't, but I sure as hell will! Do you really feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for your life to have meaning? Working at a shitty little general store in a dying town? Yes, I would call that pretty meaningless. And I think you and I both know I wasn't going anywhere in life. Sure, I told myself I'd be getting back to school, but it's not like I was working hard to get out of there, or I would have just sold the store by now. But I didn't, because some part of me knew I had to be here. Now I know why. How do we know any of that really happened? Doubt all you want, but I'm not taking that chance. Because if I turn back now, I'll know everything my mom could have stopped will be my fault. You don't have to do this, Kanika. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this? Knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? How could I ever live with myself? So you're just going to throw your life away because someone else is asking you to? Why do you think yours is less important? Aren't you a skeptic? Same way any of us do. You're not solely responsible for the fate of the world, neither is she. She doesn't see you as a person. She hasn't seen anyone as a person in a long time. You can't trust her to make decisions when she's no longer human. That's one way to see it, but it could also mean that she does just know more than us. I don't think I could handle it if all the terrible things she's seen actually happen, knowing it was because I made a selfish choice. If that's how you want to think about things, and every action every person takes when they're born is selfish. There's no winning if you think like that. Everyone dies at some point. Terrible thing come for us all. I don't think that means you don't deserve a chance to live. But what if she's wrong? But it doesn't feel wrong. I mean, what else have I done with my life that has any value? Drop out of school? Mope around in a dead-end town telling myself I'm better than that place, even though I'm just as stuck as everyone else? I'm pathetic. This is a better use of my life than whatever I was going to do with it. There are tears in her eyes. See? There's something wrong with me. I'm not a good person. This is probably my only chance to do something of value with my life. And here I am crying about it because deep down Her voice cracks. I don't want people to forget me. Doubt finally cracks through her certainty. And the witch's illusion cracks with it. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Jay talk you in circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. I need to think about it. Let me go! Jay, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. I'm sure you've noticed how stressed she's been. She carries an incredible weight on her shoulders, but she can finally be free, if you let me do what needs doing. Kanika can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I hoped you would be able to trust me by now, for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. She's telling the truth. So it's her life or mine. I don't feel super good about this. Wayne is already going to take care of me. I don't need your help. Why can't you just be direct? Why all this mystery? Those are the rules. Every bargain has its rules. So, it's her life or mine? Is that what you're saying? That is a very distinct possibility, yes, though any harm visited on you won't come from me. You're in danger. I'm sure you can feel that. And I make a powerful ally. Believe me when I say I understand the burden that's been placed on you. And what about this bargain? What rules would I be agreeing to? This isn't a bargain. I was always going to help you. After all, I intend to break the structures that have been holding everyone in place. I have no interest in building a new prison. Sybil, I don't feel super good about doing this. I know how unpalatable this feels, Jay, but pull back the curtain and it's a far kinder choice than anything you've been party to this week. How does a gentle exit compare to locking Reese Kelly away in that tiny little room for the rest of his life? Do you think he'll ever be well enough to leave? Unlike Duke, who left behind a widow and son to mourn him, Kanika's memory will be but a passing breeze. There won't be anyone to hurt from her loss. Even you'll forget her as soon as she's gone. The burden of remembering her is mine, and mine alone. You courageously chose to free Charlie's spirit from the library, but at the cost of so many of your years. Have you stopped to wonder how many people you haven't been able to help because of your body's frailty? I don't think you've made any wrong choices, Jay. Enoch's legacy has simply stacked the deck against you. My daughter is one person, and she won't die in the traditional sense of the word. She'll be here with me and her sisters. They'll be gentle, like stepping into a pool. All of these lingering threads left by your decisions can still be mended, if you let her help me. Wayne is already going to take care of me. I don't need your help. Sybil flashes you a pitying look. You poor dear. Do you really feel like he's the only one you can turn to? You think I've been manipulating you, yet that man somehow managed to earn your loyalty? Just because he's been kind? Kindness is easy when you're free to lie. Truth is what's hard. I'm giving you the truth now, and she is, and I know that, and oh shit. You call this truth? It's the closest I can get to it, yes. Fuck. My problem is this. She says she's gonna fix things with all that power. What else is she going to do with it? But at the same time, everything else that's happening in this town... Fuck. Because there's the other question. Because I'm sitting here thinking that I'm doing the Jenga. No, she didn't yet. She's been building power, eating daughters, to be able to be powerful enough to eat the Elder God. That's why we're here. We are here because she's been, ever since Enoch, she's been absorbing daughter after daughter after daughter to be powerful enough to take on this thing and eat it. My issue is effectively this. What happens to Kanika if I pull her free? What does Sybil do to her? Because she's still there. How real is she? Sybil can't have papers. How much of what I know about Tanika is actually a thing? I mean, I know that Stella knows her. Knew her from high school. Probably knew her from childhood, all things considered, but she apparently went away to school. Dropped out, I suppose, when summoned. But what happens to her? Where does she go? What does she do? I mean, without Sybil, she hasn't got a place to stay, for one thing. And again, she's just still right fucking there. I don't want to give up one person for the sake of me, but I mean, there's also the town to consider. I don't know if it's, I mean, it sounds like she's going to rip the place asunder, but do I want her to have the power of an Elder God? What's the alternative? Wayne potentially having the power of an Elder God. Fuck. How much is she gonna remember of this? I mean, obviously, if I let her finish what she started, nobody's gonna remember shit. Sybil will obviously remember if I pull Tanika away. Will Tanika remember this? So you're saying basically both sides are fucking with me. I don't know which one I trust. Oh, Kanika. You know how bad I am with names, and I have a lot on my mind, okay? Shush, you. You know, I actually put myself in I actually have the whole catharsis thing going on, and I'm having a thing where whatever I do, I'm gonna beat myself up over it. Because this is Black Tabby, and whatever the choices are, it's going to be bad. So here's... I'm actually having a fucking trolley problem here. And... I mean, yeah, I know that the whole issue with the trolley problem is... maybe you should just... The real problem is the person who tied them to the tracks in the first place. But I can't. Actually, no, it's not so much the stabbing and the emotions. It's the... They have a way of having really satisfying crapsack endings. Like, no matter what decision I make, it's gonna be bad. But whenever I do the trolley problem, as much as I hate to do it, because I am, generally speaking, a kind and empathetic sort of person, just because I know her doesn't make her more important than all the people I don't. What I did for Oscar and Rosalina. What I tried to do for Tabby. What I did for Stella. Bo. I mean, yeah, okay, Julius died. That sucked. But there's other people. I spent, like, from chapter 4 on, I think, whenever it first happened, worrying about having told Bo where Duke's body was when we saw him. Because if he got hurt out there, it would be my fault. There are other people in this town. There's miners. There's... And I know that that Sybil is telling the truth. I don't trust her. But she's telling the truth. And even though Kanika is my friend, I can't put her above everyone else. I know this is going to come and bite me in the ass. Either decision would come and bite me in the ass. But I'm going to let her finish what she started. Sorry, Kanika. Even though you do not utter a single word, the witch understands your intent. You don't have to see this part. I'll come back when it's done. The dream fades back in around you. For a second, you struggle to remember why you were here. There's an odd weight in your chest, some negative emotion that now feels unmoored from its source. You were looking for someone. Maybe you'd found them, but... Oh, that's right. You were trying to find Carmilla. Carmilla? Sybil gets younger? New name. Oh, Christ. Jay, I'm so glad you were able to find your way here. I was worried everyone had forgotten about me. I don't know how long I've been stuck here. Hope it's not too late. We need to get back to town. We have to help Stella and Tabitha and everyone else. But before that... She wraps her arms around you, pulling you into a hug. She smells like herbal smoke and pine needles with the vaguest undercurrent of coconut. There's comfort in the smell. It reminds you of something, and when she pulls away, you find yourself missing it, wishing you could keep chasing those half-forgotten dreams. But they're only dreams. Thank you, Jay, for caring enough to come and save me. Of course you cared. After the two of you spent all of yesterday looking for Stella to... Oh, fucking hell. Even though you've only known each other a scant few days, it was only right that you come looking for her when she needed your help. So, Sybil wrote her now younger self into the spots I needed to have filled by Kanika. Holy crap! I don't know what I would have done without you. Now let's get out of here before we both get sucked back into the dream. What did I come to save you from? This place. It took me out of the world, trying to isolate me, to erase me. Oh, God. Was there someone else here? Those figures, the ones that were dancing around through the illusions? All of this is meant to confuse us. Don't let it make you doubt reality. You and I are alone here. Everything else is a dream. How do we leave? Take my hand. Her hand finds yours, her grip light and delicate. Now that we're together, the illusion can't hold us here anymore. Let's go home. She tugs gently, and the world shifts nauseatingly around you. It feels like you're being buoyed upward, ascending rapidly, the dream rushing away like water down a drain, until finally you surface... Where the fuck? You're outside. It's raining. You have no idea where you are. Wait. Where's the speckles? Where are the black speckles at the edge of my vision? Tulip? Janie? This is the end of episode 5. Only one major content update remains until the story reaches its conclusion in the final chapters. One content update before the final chapters? That's interesting. Stay tuned for updates on this final release by joining our Discord. No thank you, following us on social media, I do that, or signing up for our newsletter. If you'd like to carry your progress over into the final chapters, please save your game now. So, yeah, okay, that happened. I mean... It makes sense that there'd need to be something to fill the spots in my memory where Kanika was very much present. And probably, let's face it, she's taking whatever names happen to be handy, and Black Tabby likes a good reference as much as anybody else. Let's face it. And, you know, it's old enough, I think, that a lot of Okay, I was about to say that a lot of non-nerds won't get it, but at the same time, I think most of the people who are going to be playing this are nerds. Affectionate, in brackets, because, I mean, come on, I am colossal nerd. I am mega nerd. And on a lot of different topics, so, anyway. I am a Renaissance nerd! And, yeah, but, I mean, it makes sense that she'd have to do that, particularly if she's there looking different, because she probably would have not only kept, rewritten the memories to have her younger self do the things like offer the tea or anything along those lines, but also overwrote where Kanika was with us and very much a part of what needed to be done, like going down to find those teens in the Shaw mine and the rest of it. So there had to be something to fill that gap for Kanika to be erased without having people wonder what the hell happened. And yeah, but at the same time, think about what she's already done. We're talking saved a town from the Black Death, prevented a flood, other things like, keeping a king, like, off the damn throne, so, a throne that they shouldn't actually have. Well, that actually doesn't take any power at all, if you're handling it right. But I mean, yeah, I feel really shitty about it because we're supposed to. And here's where I start talking about that kind of choice, because it is very hard, I'm finding, to do well. And I think the game I found that did it best to date, although this is probably a very close second, is Vermeer in Mass Effect. BioWare has been trying to recapture that particular gut punch since they delivered that gut punch, and their attempts have been bullshit. I am simply saying. The main thing that Black Tabby remembers that BioWare didn't seem to internalize is that you cannot have a gut punch from that choice unless you've spent a lot of in-game time with them. Both in character and out of character, you have to care. When they tried it in Dragon Age Inquisition, you basically had the out-of-character thing you care about, because on the one hand, that's your Hawk, and on the other hand, depending on what choices you made, that's Alistair. That's sweetheart Alistair. Which one would you send to their death? But in character, why the fuck do you care? The time they tried it in Star Wars The Old Republic, like, depending on which origin you were playing through some of that particular attempt at choice, and you might not even have properly met either of these people. Or maybe, like, for the length of that particular assignment, but you had no incentive to care in character. Out of character, you might, if you played the bounty hunter or the I don't remember which. I think it was it was the Sith warrior that got Veta. So, yeah, if you hadn't played anything Imperial or either of those two, you don't care. In character, you don't know these people. This isn't a gut punch. It might not even be a gut punch out of character, depending on how you felt about Dorian and Vet. Either way, Black Tabby has managed it with basically just one person. Because we've been with Kanika as all of this bullshit was happening. God, what happens if you romance her? That must be... Yeah, it would, that level of intro for Tor would have been... No, it actually would not have been. They were underestimating how attached the vast majority of players were going to get to those companions. I mean, yeah, they were both romanceable companions, but the odds were too good that... if you get to this part, depending on your decisions, I'm very, very sorry. But yeah, no, for Tor, depending on whether or not you romance them or how much you feel about them, by the time we got to that whole Zakul Empire bit of bullshit, like, the only thing your companion was around to do was fucking heal you. And, like, we hadn't seen them in a couple of content drops by that point. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't. And we barely met Dorian, in if I remember correctly, in that whole Warzone bit of nonsense. But that's not the point, because that's not the game we're talking about. Here, they did it right. We meet Kanika. We see her life. And that's the other thing. You need to see their lives. You need to see that the game needs to show you their personhood for it to matter. Torian, yep. Look, apparently BioWare has a thing about Orion names, because you've got Dorian, and then you have Torian. You cannot blame my bad at names off for that. Point is that if you want someone to struggle to sacrifice you and grieve when you're gone, you have to make us feel like they're real people. And they did that. But as much as I am a kind soul, I hate the trolley problem. I think the trolley problem is bullshit. But at the end of the day, they're also kind of right. But I still do not trust Sybil, Carmilla, whatever we're calling her, as far as I could throw the Scarlet Estate, which I still hope collapses in a House of Usher style. Because, no, that place needs to not be. This entire town needs to not be. We all need to be somewhere else. We need to, probably get Stella some, like, sedatives, and drive out of town. And, like, live somewhere that's not here. She and I can both do our YouTube bits of bullshit. I can play games. She can run around for urban cryptids. I'm sure that there's... Yeah, I know, like I say, I know this is gonna bite me in the ass. I don't think, I mean, okay, she's not a vampire, but yeah, there is... Any of you who played Dragon Age Origins may remember that, we all thought that Flemeth was, like, basically, not so much eating her daughters, but, taking over their bodies when her current body was getting all used up, and that's why she had daughters. I don't even think it's so much the mind, it's just the everything, but point is that, yeah, and I didn't entirely trust Flemeth as far as I could throw her, and I was probably right not to do so, even though she was more or less benevolent. But that's the problem. Once you get to a certain point of being powerful, look at Enoch. Enoch got a certain level of powerful, and he went pretty much batshit over it. Actually, I wasn't trying to narrow it down to a thing. I was saying it was an everything vampire. She literally unwove her. And now I'm talking in 7th Sea terms, because theoretically you could do that to somebody by, a powerful enough Sorte Strega can just rip your strands apart. I know this because it technically happened to my character. Anyway, I don't trust either side here. Wayne has got a bit of a nonsense. Carmilla, let's call her that now, because my character does not remember any different. Fucking hell. That's going to be interesting to play. Also, I don't trust... No, players cannot unperson people in that game. NPCs can. Particularly if you get more than one of the little fuckers together. But yeah, if you rip apart somebody's fate strands, they have no more fate. No past, no future, they're gone. That's what the witch, let's just call her the witch, has been doing to people, to daughters, over and over and over again. taking apart their fate and taking in the power that's left. But yes, people can be unpeopled in that game. The one good thing that one railroading DM did was... I had a character in that one. She was... I had her... I gave the DM a gift. I gave him I had amnesia. But I was living as a not English spy bardy type individual who also worked with the local guild of, as Terry Pratchett calls it, seamstresses, but they call them Jennies. So I had a lot of fun when Friends of Red Jenny turned up in the Dragon Age games, let me tell you. Anyway, what the reason the DM said that I had amnesia was I was actually formerly a Sorte Strega, and because I had betrayed the interests of my family out of love and respect for this one dude, they basically ripped this person apart. But this one overly powerful, absolutely insane Strega kind of patched her together into me out of whatever bit she happened to have hanging around because she needed me for some reason. I remember the reason, but it was a whole thing where it really did get us further and further on the railroad every single time and it takes too long to explain, and that's not why we're here, but point is, yes, when I think of unmaking somebody, I immediately think of fucking Sorte Strega. So yeah, either way, we're kind of stuck in the middle of two very significant forces, and that's a problem. But one thing that is interesting is that we are introduced to Pastor Daniel again, and one of those seals is in the church, where we didn't go when we had an opportunity to in chapter, like, 4? 3? A while ago, anyway. So the game is managing to guide us to the seals, even in unfortunate situations. I just want to know how the hell we got out of the Tremaine house. And what's going on with the fucking cops. Because I'm sure the cops are going to have some questions. I know Tabitha's going to have some questions. And I have to admit, at least part of me is hoping that one of the things the witch is doing is getting Tabitha to not fucking try and throw me in jail again. So that was a whole lot of fun, and I have to admit, I have plans of keeping that particular playthrough nice and tidy, and I'm going to try another one. Probably the first one I will try is the exact same choices, except for one. The one where I let Stella call the cops. Because I can currently consider that as a bad move. I am not concerned about this because I have... Yeah, but at the same time, I have to have been there. We'll see. I guess we'll see what happens, but I don't think it's unwritten anything that was done. One thing that Black Tabby does not generally do, unless it's very much in the service of the story, is to backtrack and hand-wave things you did away. The whole point of Carmilla inserting herself as Kanika in the places where Kanika was is to not change the timeline. I'm pretty sure that... No, I think... No, you're misunderstanding. I think the whole point of Carmilla, the witch, would not have bothered to make herself Carmilla and fit herself into Kanika's spots. And I think you might be right about some bits, but I don't think they can have changed that much. Partially because Black Tabby is really big on consequences of your actions. So I don't think a whole lot has been altered. Because, by and large, we live with our mistakes. Except, the one place I think you might be right, is I noticed, at the very end of that, those black speckles at the edge of my vision, the effect of so many lost years, because of the Charlie thing, that's gone. So that's something. But I feel like there's going to be very little that has been changed. Possibly, but possibly not, because if there was more of a for the want of a nail situation, a lot more people would still be alive, and Black Tabby doesn't do that so much, I don't think. I mean, the next content update's going to be interesting, as are the last 2 chapters, and we're not going to know anything until we get there. At the very least, I know that if/when well, definitely when, actually, I start a new playthrough, I won't have to worry about losing my thread on this particular playthrough, because, well, I now have it recorded. So that's one particularly good part of this whole streaming bit of nonsense, because otherwise I would just be moping, and then I'd have to do what I did when Chapter 5 dropped, which is replay the entire thing. And while that would be fun, I want to kind of keep this, because, you know, there's video evidence of it now, and I should probably keep that more or less intact, shall we say. But yeah, that was Chapter 5, and it's going to be a while before we get a finale. Again, it's not like I can complain about that, because Black Tabby is only 2 people, and they're working their butts off to get things done. But it doesn't make it any easier to be poised at a cliffhanger like that for the time it takes them to finish. Unfortunately, we don't have a timetable for exactly when Chapter 6 and 7 are out, not to mention that one last content update before the final chapters. I mean, I don't know what that part of the current plan is, because the current plan, as I understood it up until right just then, was that the last 2 chapters will be released all in one clump. But they say they're going to release a roadmap in a few days, so that should be kind of interesting to at least figure out where that's going. So, I mean, if you own this game, on Steam will give you a news update for it, but I have a feeling like they're going to try to find places where the significant branches in narrative can still wind up in the same place. Which, you know, I'm not complaining about this, because that'll take a lot of skill. But, you know, as a DM in particular, I know that sometimes things happen outside our control, and that kind of thing affects endings, and usually by putting them into at least the same general spot on a map, put it that way. Either way, I have no doubt that our choices will still matter, which is why I don't think they're going to do too much for want of a nail situations, because they have been very, very big on your choices matter, and rewriting too much makes our choices matter less. So, you know, it's not like that whole thing, again, coming back to Tor, where the Jedi Knight spends a certain number of months apparently being brainwashed into basically being a Sith. So, they don't do that. Anyway, for those who want a written and digression-free review of what I've just done, the write-up will be up on my Ko-fi page. Never a paywall, I do it for the love of the games. I like the company. It's nice to have somebody to yell at with these things. So, you know, if you want to invite more people for me to yell in the general direction of, feel free. The VOD will be embedded in the review, and will also be going up on my YouTube channel shortly, where it can sit with the other VODs as a gallery of my moments of flail and yelling, because there was a lot of flail and yelling in that one. But then again, Pumpkin Baby, can you blame? What happened to the Pumpkin Baby? I hope at somewhere in Chapter 6 we find out what happened to the fucking Pumpkin Baby. Am I the only one who cares about the Pumpkin Baby? I should not be overly invested about the murderous Pumpkin Baby, but there you go. Anyway, it's a D&D weekend this weekend, so I'll be busy with that. I'll be back on Monday, where I'll be trying my hand at the demo for a game called Ethermancer. It says it's a monster tamer meets roguelite, and some of the gameplay looks turn-based, or I wouldn't even be attempting anything that labels itself roguelite. I'm normally really bad at those, just on the basis of, you know, ow, and they tend to be intensive, if you see what I mean. But the demo looked interesting, and maybe it's the kind of thing I can actually play. Either way, it should be interesting to find out, so hope to see you there. Until then, or until next, have a good one. Possibly something like that, but a lot more pixel art, and team-based and a whole bunch of other things. Besides, I know you're excited about me going to play Monster Hunter Stories, but that's not going to be until like a week Sunday. So anyway, if you're done interrupting my tagline with your dread enthusiasm, until then or until next, have a good one.